Over the last 50 years, women have continued to pave the way, push the boundary, and become the forefront of the conversation. From playing to coaching to advising and so much more, women have made history in sports. Now it's time to put that history on full display and allow these influential women to tell her story. I'm Brie, Andras, and as a woman in the sports world myself, I know there's so much more to these athletes and those that shape them other than what they're able to do in competition. While the buckets, stuck landings, home runs, and wins on top of wins do mean a lot, I'm looking to find the story of how people got to where they are in women's sports and how they've seen the game grow. I'm also looking to find out who they are behind their sport. This is the Her Story Podcast.
This episode of the Her Story Podcast was filmed prior to LSU softball's run in the NCAA tournament.
Danieca, welcome to the Her Story Podcast. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. So just let's start from the very beginning. When was the first time you picked up a bat and a glove and, started swinging?
I think I was around 6. So my mom wanted to put me in a cheer, and we grew up in a small town. It's very country, and they have all the signs set up. And my mom was like, "Okay, you're not doing cheer, so let's try something else." And then she was like, "Just go try softball." And the only thing I was good at was running at first, and then it just ended up coming. But it was just fun for me. So.
Were you kind of like a natural athlete, or did it kind of take time for you to kind of get there?
No, natural athlete. I was good at everything, but I was really good at running. I remember my mom was telling me you wouldn't hit the ball very far, but you could run the bases really fast. So.
Did you hit a lot of inside the park homers whenever you were in Little League?
Yes.
When did you realize that you were really good?
8th grade, but that's when recruiting started for us. So I didn't realize, because at first I thought I was going to go to a small Division I school, back home, called Lamar, or Houston. And I was And then Florida State was interested, LSU, Oregon. And I was wait, this is kind of and I kind of like being a little show off kind of. So it was very fun in the moment being in 8th grade and all the people, you have all these people's attention.
Do you have athletes in your family, anyone else that went Division I or just was played, any sport at a high level before?
My siblings, no. My parents both didn't play sports, neither one of them. But my grandpa, he played football at Rice on my mom's side. So, and he was supposed to go to the NFL, but then they ended up getting pregnant, having my mom. So everything changed. But yeah, he
life
was supposed
happened.
to be. Yeah.
So what was your first offer? Do you remember that? And what was that moment like for you?
My first offer. I think it was from Lamar, a small school. So we were going on visits. So it's freshman year, in the fall, and you set them all up. And I was just okay, it's coming. Because I went to A&M first. And she was just we know you're really good, so we're just going to wait to hear what everyone else has to say first, and then we'll come back. And then Lamar was we're going to give you a full ride. And I was ooh. But I was wait, this is not where I want to go to school at. So it's but then I'm not going to lie, when you sit in there, you get really nervous. And I guess everybody nervous is a little bit different. But I get really sweaty. It's my hands, I'm just uncomfortable. Just, can you imagine being in 9th grade?
Yeah.
It's just very uncomfy, but it's very fun all at the same time.
When did you get the LSU offer, and what was that like when you came on your visit here?
Okay, so I didn't want to come here.
Okay.
I went to go to Florida State so bad. So when I came here, I was trying my best not to like it. I was I don't like this, but I ended up loving it. And fun fact, I'm kind of quiet when you first meet me. And I was able to be bubbly and have a good time and be loud and just be myself. So I was okay. I was then she offered me and I'm Then I went to Florida State and I was oh my God, why do I like LSU more than Florida State? I'm oh, that's home. But I think it was around October, November of my freshman year of high school.
That's really early. Compared to most sports, you look at football and people aren't committing anywhere till their junior, senior year. Just how do you know what do you want to do for your college life whenever you're 14, 15?
I guess that piece is coming. It's you start to think about it. But my parents made sure like it was more like a clear-cut goal for me and like what I see for my future and like what I wanted for my future. So it wasn't about like what was going on right then and there. It was like, what do you want for yourself later on? So like we sat down and wrote like things out that I wanted in life. And like they have changed with time, but like it was like most of the stuff is pretty similar and like what I wanted in my softball life and like what I want to be known for and all that. And LSU fit a lot of those pieces that I wanted. And like coach gave like the energy and like very clear cut. And that was like something I was big on. Like I didn't want someone to like play with me. I wanted someone to be like, this is what we got, this is what's going on, this is how you're gonna have to work. And that's what she did. So I was like, this is where I wanna go.
She very much seems like the type that's like, she's gonna give it to you straight.
Yeah, she does.
What was your first impression of Coach Bethrina?
Okay, I can tell you our first phone call. It was like, hi, Danieca. And I was like, hi. Mind you, all I say is like, yes, ma'am. It's like, hi, Danieca. I'm like, hi, yes, ma'am. She's like, we're going to have a visit with you, yada, yada, yada day. And I was like, okay. She's like, what time? Like, she gave me times to come in. She's like, okay. And then she's like, okay, bye. Have a great day. And we got off the phone like, really fast. And most of the time when I had talks with coaches, they were like an hour long. Like, they want to ask all these questions about you.
Right.
But like, are they really deep diving or are they just like yip yapping?
Right.
And she was like straight to the point, and I really liked that. Like it was like straight to the point, get off the phone. And like after I committed, we would talk maybe like 3 times after that. So
It's
like,
almost like she was like, I'm gonna let this place do the talking for me. Like I feel like other coaches in that scenario, they're trying to butter you up as much as like you're trying to butter them up.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's just like, well, come here and you'll see. And was that the case? Like you were like, oh, that's what you're talking about.
And then I was keeping up with softball, so I knew like the program history, and I like kind of did a little deep dive into it. So I kind of knew everything that was going on. So I was like, oh, like this is it right here.
Did you do a lot of travel ball as well as, doing it at high school and stuff?
Yeah, so I did like high school is not a big thing. Well, it is a big thing in Texas, but like to get recruited, it's more like travel ball. So we started travel ball when we were like 10. And yeah, 10. So since I was 10.
What was that like? Just like the competitiveness compared to, like at just a high school level?
So actually, fun fact, this is kind of funny. Every person at my high school went Division I except one person.
Wow.
And almost every person that was on our team, we had played with or against since we were 8. So like in Texas, softball is a big thing. So like a lot of people did go Division I, and that was kind of like what made high school fun is because like these people have the same goals as you. It's not like every people are like veering off into different worlds. Like everybody wants to go play softball. So I think that's what made high school like really fun.
I guess when you were just kind of figuring out, the game of softball, did you kind of play every position or were you just mostly just infield?
Yeah, I can't. The depth perception in the outfield is not my thing. Like the ball's over my head and I'm running forward. I'm really bad at that. So I played shortstop like most of my life, and then like my junior year of high school, they moved me to third and second because it was like you're gonna play there when you get to college, so you need to practice.
Okay, and you've kind of played kind of in those positions since you've been at LSU, right?
Yeah.
Where do you feel like you're the most comfortable? I know you're at third now, but where do you think you feel the most comfortable?
No, third, definitely. But I think it's because I've been here. How long have I been here?
5 years?
Yeah, 5 years. So since my sophomore year, so 4 years, I played third base. So I just gotten used to it, and like coach is making me go back, like deeper behind the base. So it's kind of fun to like remind myself, like you did used to play middle infield, so like you're okay.
I guess what was maybe a challenging point throughout your younger days before you got to college that kind of helped you make you into the person and the player that you are today? Or did the game just kind of just come naturally to you and you were just firing on all cylinders since day one?
No. Oh, okay. I think I got this. Okay, I think the one thing was like because you commit so young, like people, you don't really know people when you get into high school, but you're already committed. So people kind of like create a narrative for you. And so like there was a narrative like already created. And I wasn't that way. Like I'm really goofy. Like I love softball, and like I'm not really that serious. Like I just enjoy the game. And I think like they thought my narrative was like I was kind of cocky and very different. So that piece for me was kind of hard, like starting high school, because it was just like the way people perceived me and what I was two different things. So that piece was like a little difficult for me at first, but then after like they started to be around me, they just realized that I'm just like everybody else, so it really doesn't matter.
You were a really high recruit coming out of high school. Did that kind of give you a boost of confidence knowing that you were amongst the best in the country?
No.
No.
No, to be honest, no. Because like they always tell us like when you're a high recruit, it doesn't matter when you get here, like everybody was a high recruit. It's like what is the difference? Like you need to work hard. So I was kind of nervous, but I just knew I was a competitor. So like as long as I can compete and give my best every day, I knew it was gonna end up working at some point. So that was like the big thing. But at first, no, my heart was jumping when I got here.
So, what was that first year like being in Baton Rouge, being away from home for the first time? Just what was all that like for you?
So I came during COVID.
Yikes.
So it wasn't like a lot of like spending time with each other, and like we went to a softball field in groups, so you didn't get to like really get like everyone's like view of softball and like how the school goes, like how school just goes in general, because you didn't have class with people. So like that first year was like kind of difficult, and then my roommate got COVID, and we were stuck in the room for 7 days. And I just remember crying because it's like you can't miss practice. And it was like, I'm missing 7 days of practice because like I'm in quarantine. And like you just start panicking kind of. And it's like your parents, like not to say everybody else doesn't want the best for you, but like you know your parents want the best for you. So like when you talk to your family, you know like they're only giving you the best advice.
Right.
But like when you talk to other people, you don't know like what type of advice they're giving you or like which way they're leading you. So like it's kind of hard to be like, I just trust everyone fully.
Right.
And you really don't know this person. So I think that was like the biggest adjustment was like trusting people.
Yeah. What about, I mean, the first year of you playing college softball? You didn't just sit in the dugout all season. You were a big factor into the team's success. It just, how was that adjustment for you going from just not AAU, but travel ball and high school to now in college?
I think coach like set me aside at the beginning of season and had a conversation with me and like kind of explained me my role. So like that made it easier. And then also like we had older girls like from our quarantine group, and I was really close with one of them, and she like always kept me like, she was older than me, so it's like anything she told me I was listening to, like I was grabbing for words. So she kind of like kept me like in check, kind of like she didn't let me get too high, too low, like, or when I was kind of like frustrated sometimes that like things wasn't going my way, like she just kind of like snapped me back, like enjoy the game, like you're young, enjoy it. So I think like her name was Savannah, but she was a big piece for me. And also like coach just sitting me down, like helping me understand what was going on and like giving me my role before I even got there, so I understood what was going on.
And how have you seen yourself grow just as a human being since you got to LSU 5 years ago?
I have way better time management skills.
I think that's true for so many college kids.
Yes, time management. I think that like I understand the point of a routine. And that was like something that I really like to go with the flow of things. I'm very type B, like, and I had to learn how to be like okay with being in the middle, like creating a schedule, because a schedule is what worked for me to be successful on a softball field. And if I really wanted to be successful, I had to create that schedule. So that's like my biggest thing is like creating a schedule and sticking to it and not waving from it no matter what. Like, let's go to the mall. No, I can't do it today, even though I really want to.
What about in your game? How has your game grown?
I think like the behind the scenes part has really grown for me. So like understanding the game, what the pitcher's throwing, my adjustment swinging, and like when I'm going into that bat, being able to like focus on my adjustments and like executing. Like if it's outside, I'm not trying to do crazy damage because like that's not where my damage comes from. So like getting on base. But if it's inside, like I'm trying to get my best swing off. And I think that's something I didn't understand at first. I used to be like, I can hit every pitch in the zone and at bat, but it's like sitting aside and doing damage with one side and getting on base with the other. So other people that have that like that is their strength, that they can do a lot of damage with it in your own base when they do the damage.
In your true senior year last year, you got injured and were sidelined for the rest of the season. I guess I know that was hard for you to be able to sit out, but what did that kind of period in your life kind of teach you?
To be happy, to be grateful, to be like joyful. Like and find like love in the small things. Like people take for granted walking, and I never realized like how like kind of hard walking is. Like you have to go like heel toe, and if you don't go heel toe, it's like this whole thing. But like taking those little things like not for granted anymore, like going to weights, like I used to not really like weights. Like I enjoy weights now because I know like my body can perform those things at a high level.
Mhm.
And I never thought like I would be like, you don't know once you get hurt like how you're going to perform again.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like nervous. So
Yeah.
being able to just be back to where I am, being grateful for my body, being healthy, like that's
Was that your first big injury that you've had in your career?
yes.
I guess how did you deal with that mentally? Just, knowing that you are going to be okay and that you
Mhm.
do have another year to play, and how did you handle all that?
I think first manifesting is a big thing. So
Mhm.
like I tried to manifest it for myself. But also like when I tell you I'm a type B person, like I'm very type B. So to me it was kind of not fun, but fun in a sense because it's like very new. So like you
Mhm.
don't know nothing that's going on. So I was just like, let me just go with the flow,
Mhm.
enjoy these moments, take every moment in, and like I tried to like he figured out I like to be pushed and like compete like with the smallest things. So like he just brought it out of me at PT, which made it like even
Mhm.
more enjoyable.
How did you kind of keep up that leadership role and that cheerleader role, being in the
hmm
dugout whenever you weren't able to play?
At first I was kind of nervous because I was like, I'm not in the box anymore. But then some of the girls just started coming to me and we were just like talking about their bats. And I started to realize like I don't have to be in the box to like help give advice. And the advice doesn't necessarily have to be directly what swing to take. It's more so like your mindset. Like if you're gonna
Mhm.
swing, swing. And I think like that's the biggest part of softball is like being intentional. Like when you're intentional, most stuff works out for you. But it's like when you're like halfway in, halfway out, it gets kind of sticky for you.
Yeah.
So like just reminding them just like if you're gonna go, go. And that is what it is.
Do you take a lot of pride in your leadership role on this team?
Yes. But I also like I like for other people to lead too
Mhm.
because I found that like when everyone has a piece in the pie, everyone is like deep into it with you and it's not just like, oh, I'm telling everyone what to do and everyone's looking.
Mhm.
It's like everyone has like a little piece that so I really like getting
Yeah.
everyone to like do something.
And when you were finally cleared to get back to normal practices and weights
Mhm.
and everything like that, just what was that like for you when you finally were like, oh, like I'm back for real?
Oh, I don't think it's like as exciting as people like it's kind of like nerve-wracking
Mhm.
more so because it's like you're back, but you don't feel how you used to feel. You don't feel like it's kind of like in an in-between place.
Mhm.
So like it's like, do I feel my best? Do I not? And then like you kind of like, and this is like the crazy thing, like you kind of like nitpick yourself in a sense because it's like you're trying to be the person that you used to be, but you can't be that person anymore.
Mhm.
Like you have to let it go. So like me and coach had a conversation. It was like, you want to be who you were before you got hurt and you're not her anymore. And it's okay that you're not her. And it's like you have to be the best version of you today. And so that was like the biggest thing is like letting go of the softball person I was before and like being okay with transforming into who I was today.
How were you able to do that? How were you able to be comfortable with who you are now?
I think the girls around me really
Mhm.
helped because like they make the game enjoyable. So I just started to realize that like to enjoy it,
Mhm.
like stop pressing, and like what is meant for me will be. So like that's like my biggest thing. So like if I swing your strikes and I do the right things, the outcome will come. And that's like the same thing with PT. Like if you do the right things, you eat healthy, you feel your body the right way, you do the workouts, like it will come. It may come a little delayed, but it will come at some point.
How has your role changed now that you're one of the oldest on the team?
Oh, I think like people look to me more.
Mhm.
And when I tell you, I don't think you understand when I say type B, I'm really type B. Like you have to be out there throwing at a certain time, stretching at a certain time. And I just like to be, oh, and it's now it's like, okay, we have a time schedule. Like,
Yeah.
let me lock it in. I gotta be focused. So I think that was like the biggest like changing point for me. It's like you're the person that everyone looks to.
Mhm.
So you have to be on your game so
Yeah.
everyone else can be on their game. Because if you're not, then it kind of messes up everyone else's flow. So that was the biggest adjustment.
From the outside looking in, it doesn't really seem like you missed a beat, like coming back this year from, where you left off.
Yeah.
Just how are you able to really become comfortable within yourself enough to go and turn that out on the field?
I think like a lot of preparation, and that was a big thing, like a lot of preparation, just so like when the games came, I would be able to like take my best swing and be okay with whatever happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'm not gonna lie, the first game I was like, you know what, Danica, if you go over 3, just be happy you're back on the field. And that was like the big thing. Like I just wanted to be grateful to be back on the field again and stop worrying about like the outcomes, because it's like if you get the outcomes and people love you, that's great. If you don't get the outcomes and people don't love you, still great.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you're happy. It's like being happy within and not looking for validation from anyone else.
When you're on the field, I know you said you're a very laid back type of person, but like you have an intense kind of energy when you're playing. Like you're just very like, I love it though. Like it's like you want to win. You have that want to so bad. Just where does that come from? And have you always kind of been like that?
Yeah, that's like that competitor side. It just snaps on. Like even at PT, like he like, how far can you push this? It's like, oh, you want to see how far I can go? Like you really want? It's just like something in me just like with anyone. Like it don't matter, male, female. Like you want a competition? Like I'm gonna give you my best. But I guess I just like who I am. Like anything. Like it just snaps on sometimes, and then it just goes back to like chill.
Do you think that kind of competitive side like rubs off onto the people around you? It kind of helps them give the edge too?
Yes, and my teammates are like, Danica, like when you are like they say like we can tell when you like turned on to like 100 or when you turned on to like 50% or like when you like 20. They told me like it's like one time you was turned on, like we see you walking and like you got that look in your face. We like, let me get out your way. Like let me just turn it on too and like get out your way. But I don't know how it just comes on. So it does rub off though.
What do you want to get? Do you have another year of eligibility
No,
after this? This is it?
Yes.
What do you want out of your last year of college softball?
I want to go to the World Series. I want to win the World Series. But I don't want to just do it because like I said I want to do it. I want to do it because it's like why I came here. Like the people that I watched my freshman year were people that were going to the World Series, and that's what made me come here. And I know like to keep building a legacy here and bringing in the best players, like that's what you have to do because more people want to come when you're giving those type of results. But also like it's just a fun moment. Like why not finish at the World Series? Like, and I think this team is capable of doing it. So
why do you think that? I mean, you guys have faced adversity, but I mean, it's softball. You're going to face adversity. Just why do you think this team has what it takes to make it back to OKC compared to, you know, teams in the past that haven't?
I think the competitive nature, to be honest, like, okay, let's keep it honest. We went 5 for 6 in losses in Texas. But I think like if you change 1 to 3 pitches in the game, we win the game. Like all 5 games, like 1 to 3 pitches, the game is won.
Right.
So I think like being able to say like every game that we're losing, we're in the game. It's not because like we have 0 hits, like we still putting up the hits. Like maybe we're making an error or maybe hitting us off just a little bit or maybe pitching us off just a little bit. But like if we fix 1 to 3 pitches in the game, we win all those games.
Right.
So being able to say like we're competitive and it's not about winning the game. It's like knowing that you put your best foot forward and you're growing. And it will work out for you. Because it don't got to work out right now. It got to work out in postseason.
Exactly. What does Danica like to do outside of softball, outside of Tiger Park? What do you enjoy doing?
I like painting. I'm very like arts and crafty. I love cooking. I love grocery shopping. I love sitting in the bed, relaxing.
That's so good.
Yeah.
People take advantage of grocery shopping. It's like a chore for a lot of people. I like it.
I love.
Where do you like to grocery shop?
Sprouts.
Sprouts. Have you been to Trader Joe's?
I love Trader's too. But Trader's has like a lot of Trader food. Like so and
their frozen section to me is like elite.
See, I'm not a big frozen person. I'm like more like fresh, like and like so that way.
What do you enjoy cooking?
I really like salmon. I like turkey wings. I like broccoli. I've really been learning how to cook sweet potato fries.
Like homemade sweet potato fries?
Like, I just like watching a TikTok and trying to like emulate it to my best.
I say that all the time that TikTok is what taught me how to cook.
Like my turkey wings, it's definitely from TikTok, but they taste, how she make them feel, I feel like mine tastes just like hers.
Do you enjoy like cooking for other people, like having like hosting like little dinner parties and stuff, or just you?
Just me, because I don't know if it's gonna be good or not, and I don't want to cook some food. You know, like people like taste testers when they, I'm not really a taste tester, I just go for it.
Yeah.
And if the food's not good afterwards, I'm still gonna eat it because I cooked the food. But like if it's not good, I don't want to share it with somebody. So I get kind of nervous about sharing food.
Do you meal prep or just whenever you feel like it or have the time?
In the fall, I meal prepped every week. Now it's kind of like off and on. So like I kind of like meal prep the day before. I guess that's not really meal prepping, that's cooking. So, but I kind of try to so I don't eat out too much.
What's your favorite things to paint or draw or stuff like that?
I'm like a DIY. Okay, this is very type B. Okay, have you seen where like you put the paint in the cup and you just like put it on the canvas
and just let it like spread all over?
Like you spin it and it's like kind of like, I'm not an actual painter. I'm like kind of like bunty painting.
You're not like a Van Gogh.
No. I'm like it's just splattered on there and somehow it looks nice, or I just put it up. Or I've been into like, you created like these circles and you put them on your wall and you like make a design on the wall.
Oh, that's cool.
I really like that one. That's like.
Do you find that is like a way to kind of like escape just like the stresses of everyday life and softball and school and everything, to just kind of put yourself in a different place?
Yes. And it's very relaxing. It's like, you don't have to be perfect. That's why I like it. Like you just put the paint in there, put it down, scatter it everywhere. Like even the drawing on the wall, like it's probably not perfect. It's like trying to make this nice circle and it goes in a circle. It's not perfect, but it's like, if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. That's the part about art. So it's like.
I have one last question for you. What do you want your legacy to be? How do you want people to remember you once your career is over at LSU?
A competitor, fierce, but like joyful and goofy also. And I think like hopefully my teammates just feel like I'm a good teammate and I just look like a good teammate from the outside. I don't know what that really looks like for other people, but just like a good person in general. Like it's not necessarily how I did on the field. It's like the energy is giving great vibes from you feeling it from the softball field watching.
I definitely feel like your energy is contagious when you're out there, whether that just be like you celebrating or you like getting frustrated. You could tell that you really love what you're doing out there.
I do.
But I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me today. I loved getting to know you, and thank you for coming on the Her Story podcast.
Thank you for having me.